Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance, and we have another action-packed show for you today. We have American Express throwing a temper tantrum about Chase getting all the attention, plus a rumored new Delta card coming out at the top end above reserve, more rumors on the new Walmart card we should be getting, and of course we will clean up the Sapphire Reserve news from a week ago. Since it's come out, the Sapphire Reserve and the Business Reserve, we've had a lot of updates and clarifications from the Chase media team and the community, so we will close out with that so everyone's got the correct information as they go forward and conquer these intro offers. So of course, that sounds interesting to you. Go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with our old friends at US Bank. Not smartly this time, though. I am still using my card to great enjoyment. This time, it's the US Bank Altitude Reserve, a card that was discontinued. However, those who still have the card are holding on to it for dear life. They do love the card. The faithful are out there. Well, US Bank has not forgotten about you because they are sending out a survey regarding the card. What they were asking for, it looks like they were asking about, hey, would you be willing to pay for certain services? What about opening a bank account or investment account alongside this product? What about transferring points? Things like that. So standard questions, I guess you could say. Again, sometimes these things amount to something, sometimes they don't, but either way, US Bank hasn't forgotten about it. We had heard at one point that they were going to either bring this card back or another iteration of it at some point. I'm going to guess with them having to abort the Smartly program and switch it all around, a lot of stuff got changed. When you talk about opening a bank account or investment account, that sounds an awful lot like how Smartly works today. Transferring points is insane because that's all anyone's ever wanted to do is make them be altitude points and transfer them. I mean, I don't know what transfer partners are left that would make people happy. All the big ones are already spoken for, so I think no matter what, people would complain if it's transfer partners, but simply pooling points maybe could make folks happy, and then, if their travel portal is halfway decent, I don't know. So anyways, there you go. We'll, of course, keep our eye on it. I don't expect anything to come from this specifically, but, Altitude Reserve faithful, you've been heard, hopefully. So someone else trying to potentially hear what the people want is Walmart. Again, Walmart card we talked about 2 weeks ago, give or take, as it was back in the news. Walmart was going to come out with a new card program with OnePay, which is is like a neo fintech type deal. We've talked about on the second channel on the website for promotions. I think Walmart's an investor, and then there's now rumors out there of what are they considering adding to this card. So we'll take a look at this. Doctor summed it up. It was I believe this was posted on Reddit first. So their card names first: Spark Rewards Credit Card, Spark Rewards World Mastercard, Spark Rewards Plus Credit Card, Spark Rewards Plus World Elite. So they really like Spark. Cards will earn Spark rewards and are equivalent of Walmart Cash or Sam's Club Cash. Earning rates would be 3 back on Walmart and Sam's Club private label brands when using OnePay, Walmart Pay, Scan and Go, or shopping on Walmart or Sam's Club app. 1.5x on all other Walmart and Sam's Club purchases, including gas, access to Sam's Club gas stations. That's probably going to make some people happy. 1.5 on dining and 1 back on everything else. The Rewards Plus card would be 5 on Walmart and Sam's Club private labels. Same rules. 3 back on everything else in Sam's Club, including gas. 5x on actually don't know what BK purchases is. And then 3x on dining. Annual fees would be $0 for the regular ones, of course. And that's why I just said no annual fee. And Rewards Plus will be $150. That doesn't really seem that good to me. It actually seems overly confusing, honestly. I don't go to Walmart a ton, but again, that's just because there's not really one by me. I don't know how easy or difficult it is if you're going through Walmart to pull up the Walmart private label stuff. I know if it's like, Costco, it's like the Kirkland thing, but with Walmart, I don't know. I think it makes it unnecessarily complicated when you have cards like the Target Circle card where, hey, it's just 5% off of everything in Target, right? Essentially. And you can have a debit card, you can have a credit card, whatever, and it's poised as those are no annual fee cards all the way around. And in fact, they actually make your membership a little bit cheaper. I don't know how much off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure you get a discount on their Target Circle program if you have that. Again, we've talked about Amazon a little bit, maybe not the best comparable because it's fully virtual, but when you throw in Whole Foods in there, maybe same thing. I would say if you're gonna do an annual fee one, then I think the annual fee's got to be waived if you have Walmart Plus at minimum. Again, I said it the other day, I would like to see 5X back on the whole thing. I didn't think they were going to do that though. 3 sounds about like what they would do, what we thought. Not really surprised there. So I would say the no annual fee one is not worth anyone's time. And again, if the Rewards Plus card, if it's rolled into the service of Walmart Plus, I think that's the way to go. Much like the Amazon card is, basically you get Prime, you can get the 5X card. I think that's fair. So that's kind of my thoughts. I mean, we'll have to see their rumors for now, but I think just making it down to the Walmart brand. Again, I could be wrong. You can tell me if it's easy to spot the Walmart brand thing, then like maybe if there's a wide selection, then maybe, but I don't know. I just feel like it'd be easier to just say it's 5% back, everything Walmart, like the main 2 competitors are doing. But again, let me know what you think down below. So moving on to American Express. Now, sometimes I know the title that I'm going to do before we start talking, because this post came out a week or so ago, and it's kind of funny because American Express put out a press release that basically says, hey, don't forget about me. I'll put it on screen for you, but it basically says nothing. It says American Express is announcing today major updates coming to its U.S. consumer and business platinum cards later this year. Except they didn't tell you what the changes were. So they didn't announce anything other than, hey, don't forget about us. We're going to change some stuff eventually at some point. I mean, the rest of this is just, history of the card. More than 40 years ago, we introduced a platinum card, and we continue to offer a platinum card with global servicing. Obviously, of course, the millennial and Gen Zs count for 35% of total U.S. consumer spending last quarter. I mean, I guess that's somewhat interesting. But, still, like the reason I'm saying it's a cry for attention and we should make fun of them is because, the last 2 weeks were really dominated by, the last 3 weeks probably, if you count this week, really dominated by Chase's Sapphire refresh and the new Sapphire business card. Now, it's entirely possible I'm looking too much into this, but again, it's a show about credit cards. We're supposed to look too much into this, right? What do you want me to say? Like an NBA broadcast, just don't turn the ball over, maybe you'll win. Like, yeah, obviously. All right, to me, this, it could have been a scheduled media post, to be sure. That's entirely possible. But to put out a media post during Chase's little run and say, hey, we're going to change stuff. And it actually says, American Express is announcing today major updates coming to its users. Yeah, technically they delivered on what it is. We're announcing that updates are coming later, but it just seems silly. I think American Express has got to be better than that. I find this pretty embarrassing. I'm not that I'm going to pass up a chance to make fun of American Express, but like you could have at least if you wanted to like take the wind out of their sails, to borrow a cliche, you could have at least teased something. Now, we do have rumors, not necessarily from these guys. The rumor on the internet, I think that I saw on Doctor and a few other places, was that you're going to be looking at an $895 annual fee, which feels right. I mean, not like doesn't feel good. Like, it feels right. I had said in a previous video we did about Rolex, American Express having a Rolex problem, which is actually one of our better videos on the channel if you haven't seen it. Apparently people like it, but I think it should be higher, close to like $995, but that seems like too far of a jump to go. Maybe they don't want to shake up that many people. $895 it's still higher than Chase's $795. Now, I would imagine the price has long since been set. The product is just about ready to go. I don't think they really saw Chase's like, oh my gosh, we got to hike the fee up. $895 seems like the correct move. It's going to come with some more credits, coupons. I don't think they're going to give you any more multipliers or anything like that. I think the card will, honestly, I don't think the core of the card, I don't think will really change much. But again, we don't know. We could have known because they could have told us, but they didn't tell us. So moving along. More from American Express and Delta and American Express are in the lab again, potentially. Again, another rumor working on a card that will be above the reserve. So that's the purple one, or also they had the limited edition versions, which are the best looking cards I think that have ever been made. Best limited edition for sure. So we don't really know anything. This is a big day for Reddit, apparently. So this person on Reddit, who has, according to the doctor, shared accurate news in the past, American Express and Delta plan to launch a new premium. We just keep changing what the word premium means, because I think that the reserve would be considered premium now, but whatever. A premium co-branded card that will sit above the Delta Reserve. Of course, the Delta Reserve, in case you don't know, is already $650, so we'd have to see what they would charge. I think that would also be in the realm of $895 as well. That's what the Platinum is going to be, maybe a touch below it. When you think about it, they make billions on their credit card partnership. So yeah, it's not surprising. Especially, it makes a ton of sense on the business side when you get people who are going to run a ton of spend through this and just bill the fees back to their customer base. So, or their client, yeah, their customers. So what could they offer? And the problem, I mean, it will be an easier way or more focused on spending towards status, to be sure. You'll be able to have qualifying MQDs. That's the one. Medallion qualifying dollars. The multiplier might be higher to when you spend, it'll help you get towards status. I don't think the multipliers will be that much better. They've been doing focus on Delta 1 and 360 lounges. Do they want to get you into those? But the problem is once you start to do that, you're starting to make the overcrowding argument again. I could see them doing like a Sky Club, but that one would have unlimited passes, and maybe that one gets you to the front of the line, which is going to upset a lot of people. That scene like up in the air where they're like waiting at the desk to like book, and he just walks right up because he's like Admiral's whatever the top American Airlines thing is, to make people mad. But you could do stuff like that. I think you start to throw on easier to spend and more cost of living type things, quality of life type things than anything else. That could be it. I know this upsets people. I've long since said you got to make priority boarding mean priority boarding. So maybe for this card, you actually get to board in Sky Priority. That would be interesting. I know a lot of people would like that. The other problem is that for those people who have that card, they're probably already Sky Priority anyway. So I don't know if that really does anything, but you'd be giving them a favor. Maybe you could sell it to a few other people who aren't and just want to feel like that. So I don't know. I'm excited. I am interested to see what they come out with, because this will probably trigger others to do the same thing. United American would make a lot of sense, especially with the city partnership now being renewed again. And, Southwest is just playing copycat with them, so we'll see what they do as well. So there you go. That is everything new or that we need to catch up on. Now back to the House of Diamond, the Sapphire Reserve. So again, we focused heavily. We actually did an exclusive news show. They should have paid me for it, honestly. They did not, of course. They actually took away my affiliate links long ago for not selling a ton, so I don't think they really care about me at all. But we did an entire show last Sunday dedicated to the Sapphire refreshes. So now, begin to borrow cliches, everything dust settles, if you will, and more information comes out. I know Chase Media Team has talked to a few outlets and clarifying some stuff. So let's just go in no particular order. Starting with the intro offers. You've probably seen them already. Every YouTuber's probably begged you to sign up for them already. But we have on the personal card, you can earn 100,000 points plus a $500 Chase travel promo credit for spending $5,000 and purchases in the first 3 months. That $500 credit is awarded to you after you do the spend, of course, and it is a single use, which from my understanding means you have to use it in one go or you don't get access to the rest of it, which is somewhat petty and annoying, honestly. But on the other hand, if you book a flight directly, it's likely going to be more than $500 anyway, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. I thought the intro offer would be higher, honestly, but I can see why they're doing this, because again, they're trying to push people towards the portal anyways. And I don't think it's a terrible offer, because the $500 credit there, I believe, is face value, and the $300 travel credit is still in place, which would wipe out your $800 annual fee. So it leaves you access to the whole 100,000 points, about $1,000. Again, transfer partners are still available as well. We will do dedicated bonus videos to each, the personal and the business, on Run on the Bank channel if you are interested in those. So get subscribed over there. The business one is 200,000 bonus points for 30,000 in spend after 6 months, within 6 months, sorry. So, I don't think that's that bad. I mean, again, I know a lot of people are going to balk at 30 grand, but again, it is a business card targeted at legitimate businesses, and the 6-month window is nice. Originally, I had said I'm going to try to apply for one of these. I've changed my mind now that I've seen the offers. Not that I'm not going to try to get them eventually, but the business one is kind of just keep that application in the back of my head, much like the Ink Preferred used to be when it was like 15,000 in spend. You'd wait until something big fell apart at your house, right? HVAC, for example, to ask me how I know. And, then you'd get the card. So with this one, I can probably find 30,000. There's still some larger projects I want to do don't, well, one is a bit stronger, right? Not that anyone cares, but like I will need at some point to add a deck or a patio behind the house. Like you just kind of supposed to have one. That jumps out to me, doing something like that. Plus, I do want a shed, believe it or not. And now I'm not going to build it myself. But the point is, at some point in time, over the course of 6 months, we'll be able to line up a string of activities that can hit 30 grand. So I'll just keep that in the back of my mind. Now, we also talked about applying. And if you take a look at this is the pop-up jail screen that Chase is implementing. Again, a copy from American Express. So again, if you don't know how this works, you would put in all your information at application, and then they're going to tell you, well, hey, look, based on how we deem you as a customer, are you profitable to us or not? We may give you the card, but we're not going to give you the intro offer. And of course, you can cancel the application or you can continue without the bonus. So pretty straightforward there. As I understand it, when they launched, there were some initial issues with this and people still getting awarded the bonus and not. And I understand that's all been sorted out, and Chase will honor those bonuses even if you weren't supposed to get them, which is nice of them to do. Again, how sensitive are they? We don't quite know yet. I have seen some people say, hey, I just got the Sapphire Preferred, and of course I'm not going to get this one, so it's not letting me. We assume that's the reason. That would make sense if it just gave you 100,000 points. But, we'll have to see as more people start to do this. So I'm not going to try right this minute. Moving right along, we have three more here. So the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the points boost. Again, it used to be 1.5x through the portal. Now it's like 2x on select travel. So a few things. This is from Chase media team that talked to Dan's deal. So when redeeming points after October 26th of this year, you will not be able to choose which points get used up. The points will be used up with a first in, first out system, regardless of what they are redeemed for. So example, you have one bucket of 100,000 points, which have the 1.5x redemption ability, and another of 100,000 which don't. You transfer 100k points to Hyatt, you won't have any points with the 1.5 redemption ability anymore since the earlier points got used up first. So there you go. That's how we had questions about how that would work. What else do we have? So yeah, it's also specific travel, I believe, that works for this redemption, this 2x redemption. It's not going to be everything, so you do have to go in there and play around. I think it was like if your Chase is like a partner airline or partner hotel, and it's a specific airfare, then it will potentially work for the 2x, but it's not everyone, which is kind of annoying. That kind of takes out the punch. I did write it down. It's United, LATAM, Emirates, Air Canada. Those are the ones I've seen so far that work. So again, you would expect United and Emirates to be on there because, that's one of their partners. So there's that for the redemptions. Moving right along, two more I have for you. The giftcards.com on the business one. Again, it's $50 in the beginning of the year, $50 in the second half of the year. Originally, I was like, hey, that's pretty easy to use. Well, not so fast, my friend. It works on specific gift cards. We should have known. So the ones that are noted are Bloomin' Brands Restaurant Group, which is Brinker, Chili's, Chipotle, Darden Restaurants, Dave & Buster's, DoorDash, Fandango gift card, Landry's Restaurants, Panera Bread, Topgolf, Barnes & Noble, Bloomingdale's, Lululemon, Macy's, Nordstrom, Sephora, Spa Finder, TJ Multi-Brand, TJX, Ulta Beauty, and Wayfair. So none of these actually catch my eye. Honestly, I'd probably just use this as a regift. I don't think my mom watches this late into the show. She's like a Barnes & Noble person. Maybe I just like, hey, here you go. Or Macy's. Like, I don't know, Sephora. Not that I can't use. I mean, they're usable, but to me, these seem like a lot more of a regift than anything else. Unless, hey, if you just really love one of these, then by all means, it could come in handy. But again, I think it's giftcards.com that probably said, hey, here are the ones that work and don't work. Again, that's the problem with the coupon books. It's just there's always a level of pettiness in there. Like, this is, to me, a level of pettiness. It's giftcards.com. Why is it only in select gift cards? But I don't necessarily, I blame Chase for allowing it, but it's probably giftcards.com. The last one, I think the Apple credit was also a question. It's not so much like a swipe your card and get the credit. I believe what you do is you go into your Chase portal, add your Apple ID, and that's how it knows Apple TV and Apple Music to cover those. That's why the Apple One, and I don't think the Apple Family deal won't go, because Apple will know which services you have specifically, even though they all kind of show up as apple.com/bill, or at least mine do anyway. So again, if we missed anything in our Sapphire Reserve mop up, let us know down below. Overall, I just think these cards kind of lack the punch. Like even if you could use some of these outside of the arbitrage play, the annual fee is $800 and I'm getting X amount in credits, I guess you could do that. But I don't know anyone who's going to be using all these credits, and it just seems annoying. I don't really see the punch of the card as where you could have had the punch of the 1.5x before in the trifecta, especially when the Sapphire Preferred is still sitting there with, I believe, 75,000 point bonus with 5,000 in spent. Like, to me, this makes the Sapphire Preferred look that much better to get the things you want, the travel insurances, the and all that good stuff, the CDW for like effectively $45, and transfer partners as well. I understand, if you really want Sapphire lounges, then so be it. I'm not going to count Priority Pass because you can get that anywhere for like significantly cheaper, I would think. But anyways, we didn't think I was going to be a fan. I'm not, but yeah, new intro offers are fun. So anyways, that is the news. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on profitablecontent.com, which is the channel's blog. It's always linked down below for you. We have the latest news stories, just like all the Sapphire stuff. We have plenty of bank promotions, including both personal and business from Chase. If you really want to hit them hard, by all means. And of course, we have other credit card offers because other cards do exist despite Chase and American Express this week. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon this week.